Hey Givers, and I'm back. We're just gonna get back into Voodoo Detective, which I played on stream for the first time yesterday, and it only came out 2 days ago, I believe. Yeah, it's been a fun trip so far. We're pretty much playing as a so-called voodoo detective who's new on the island. His brother told him that there were restless spirits there, but it's just a lot of tourists, and the voodoo detective is not a fan of tourists. But a woman called Marie Fantoul came to him because apparently she lost her memory, or she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know if who she is in the right body. And we've gotten some news of sinister going ons with uh, well, she's married to a guy who runs Island Ventures, which is kind of this company that's investing in the island and putting up a lot of tourist attractions there and stuff. Um, and their butler apparently has been doing some shady stuff, some voodoo, which is kind of voodoo magic. Um so yeah, we're trying to figure out what's going on, why she doesn't have remember who she is, or why she feels like she's not in the right body, like she's not actually Mary Fantoul. Um, and yeah, it's been interesting so far. I kind of got stuck yesterday because I felt like I talked with everyone, interacted with everything I could, and then didn't exactly know how to progress. But I'm sure we can find progress. And yeah, this game is actually trying to portray. So it's kind of playing like a noir detective game, but inspired by voodoo culture around that. Set on a colorful, nice-looking island aside from tourist attractions. So it's not necessarily noir, but yeah, it's trying to portray voodoo less stereotypically than in Gabriel Knight and other popular culture, and a bit more based on what it is in reality, the religion it is, and voodoo is kind of the magic associated with it, but it's a separate thing, kind of. It's not voodoo itself. So yeah, it's been interesting, and I've been learning some things about voodoo, and yeah, let's continue together. I'm just gonna quickly check what this neighbor is writing to me. Neighbor is very being very kind with info about the apartment that he's moving out of, that I'm interested in potentially moving into. He's been giving information and is apparently going to let me have a look around the place early, well, before anyone else soon. So yeah, that's sounding cool. So yeah, I gave a quick recap of the game just now. I hope you all caught that. Otherwise, you'll see what the game is about when we get back into it now. So hi Givers, hi Annieback, hey Scone Villainy, hey your local Hawk. Oh, you can actually catch a stream of mine for once, Hawk. That's nice. I'm not used to having you in chat because I'm usually streaming while you're asleep, I think. But yeah, the starting screen giving me serious Grim Fandango vibes. Yeah, it's got a bit similar atmosphere to Grim Fandango just because of voodoo. I don't know, voodoo and the Mexican culture in Grim Fandango. It's kind of got some similar imagery or some similar things, I guess. Yeah. But it's still its own thing. But yeah, let's get back into the save and see what it's all about. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, Marie Fontoul, this lady, came to us to the Voodoo Detective because she doesn't remember who she is. She's like, things aren't right here. I don't think I'm actually Marie Fontoul. I don't remember anything. Can you help me figure this out? So Voodoo Detective took the case because he's in need of money. he's down on his luck financially. He's in debt. to his landlord, and he's got bills. So she offered him quite a nice sum because Marie Fantoul is married to a successful businessman, so she has money. So that's why we took the case, and she's apparently staying in this hotel. The hotel is called the Chic Shell Hotel. So she's staying in there, but we can't go inside to talk with her because apparently we're not allowed to go up the elevator to the guest rooms unless we have a guest key. But they also say, oh, we're out of rooms, we can't give you a key. Well, we can't let you book a room. Because, yeah. So we haven't found a way yet to get a key and get to her. And a friend of Marie Fantoul is eating here at the Chic Shore restaurant. Mrs. Lofton, who is the wife of a lawyer who met in time, who was very rude and wouldn't even listen to us or let us ask any questions. So Kiki Lofton here. We've talked to her. She gave us a bit of information.
Couldn't keep away, huh?
But yeah. So she wouldn't dine with us because apparently she's waiting for someone, but she didn't give any info on who. So we talked with her about Mary. There's no one new in Mary's life prior to her losing memory that people have told us. She's apparently been very secluded about her past previously because, yeah, bad family stuff happened. I don't know, she lost her parents early or something. Yeah, she didn't want to talk about her past before she lost her memory. Mary, the first thing remembers is having this sort of dream where an old guy gave her a pendant and told her something cryptic, and then she woke up in a place she didn't recognize, and she didn't remember who she was, but she had the pendant. So Marie gave us a pendant, and we've been asking people if they recognize the pendant, but so far nobody has. Who would hurt Marie? She said, and I think her husband also said, I mean Kiki. Kiki and Marie's husband said that they think maybe someone who's jealous of them, of their wealth, might want to hurt Marie, but otherwise they have no idea. Or maybe his Marie's husband's business rivals maybe as well, but yeah, they don't know anyone specific. And Marie's behavior, she didn't notice Marie changing behavior, but she and her husband and the butler, they all said like Marie was also always so quiet and still and just listened, but it kind of sounded like they were describing someone who's in trance or something like that. There's definitely something weird going on. And also Kiki mentioned that Marie had black eyes, but we know she actually has blue eyes, so there's something about her eyes as well that's weird.
I've got other questions.
But yeah, we've got all these bits and pieces of information.
I've got more leads to chase down.
We need to put it all together, figure out what's actually going on.
See you around.
Also,
Detective.
We had a quick dinner here at the restaurant of something with fugu fish, and they left the carcass here, and we got the fugu fish gland out of it, which I'm sure people know that the fugu fish gland is deadly toxic. Yeah, it's very toxic. If you eat fugu fish and you get any of the glands in you, you're almost guaranteed to die, I think, unless you maybe get to a hospital immediately. But yeah, don't eat fugu fish, and if you do, be very careful that you eat it at a place where they know how to prepare it, so the gland is removed, there's no traces of it left. We also, we found this letter, which I'm gonna let the Voodoo Detective read because it's kind of illuminating about what's going on, or what might be potentially going on between the butler of the Fontools, and possibly Mary. It's not entirely sure who wrote. It's not entirely clear who wrote the letter, but we think it's Mary. So let's
It's a
kind of read
tear-stained
it.
letter addressed to Benny. Sounds like a fling gone bad. It says, Benny, you have to stop. I don't know what he would do if he found... Besides, I can't just forget the way you treated me. I don't know what you're getting at. Voodoo, you're scaring me. I'd like to remain friends, but you have to stop. Sincerely, I wonder if Mary wrote this.
So yeah, the butler's doing shifty stuff. He was involved with someone, but he was doing stuff that scared that person. And we did find a book called Voodoo for Butlers under his bed because we were able to sneak into his quarters. Well, sneak. We walked in there while he was standing not far away, but didn't comment on it, which was funny because in the bank, if you try to go into the vault, the bank teller, bank person, bank clerk goes like, "Oh, you can't go in there without having an account." But then the butler doesn't care about. Well, he doesn't mention like, "Hey, you can't go into my quarters." Until after we showed him this letter. Well, we told him we found the letter, and then he was like, "Oh, how dare you go into my quarters and disturb my privacy? I don't want to talk to you about this anymore." So that was kind of funny that in one situation they react like that and the other not. But yeah, so there's some shady stuff going on there. Also in the Voodoo for Butlers book that the butler apparently has, that Benny has, we found that he marked sections about mind manipulation and love spells, I believe. So, something shady going on. Also, we bought a camera and miniature screwdriver in a tourist shop. We got money from Marie Fontoul, and it's not keeping track of how much money we actually have, so we kind of just have enough money. And this is a pendant that Marie Fontoul...
It's a small, unremarkable pendant made of gold. Mary said it was given to her by an old man in a dream. I should see if I can find where it came from.
We actually got to see the dream, but I don't remember exactly. It was kind of just a view of somewhere, kind of street with a sitting bench where an old man sat, and she was standing next to him, and the old guy just spoke cryptically to her. Jennifer says the lengths people go to eat extravagant food. Yeah, apparently fugu fish is delicious, but it's indeed quite a length to go to. And Skog only says, I think it's the music and the smudge stick in the same side as Grimm's ashtray. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. This waitress also, when we sat down and she came over to get our order, like as soon as we said what she wanted, she just grabbed it out of her jacket and put it on the table. And he commented on it, like, "Where did you get that from?" And she goes, "From the bar or from the kitchen." it's there's some good bits of humor in here. Also, at the starting sequence of the game, in his office, there was like text appearing on the screen that said Voodoo Detective. That was kind of like, you know, the intro text, and then actually it got set aflame, and he was like, "Oh, I should put this out." And the text was actually in the scene, and you couldn't interact with it, and we had to find a way to douse it. That was funny. So yeah, there's some good humor in this. Yeah, I don't know what else we can do immediately at this hotel. There was something. Is there something interactive here, or is it just a hotel? No, it's just a hotel. We've entered in there already, tried to go up the elevator, but we couldn't. We talked with the staff, but they wouldn't let us rent a room.
I'm not talking to any tourists.
So yeah, if you just click to walk somewhere, he walks pretty slowly. If you double click, he speed walks, and it's pretty funny. So this is the bank, this is the lawyer's office, this is a tourist restaurant that's apparently closed at the moment. This is the local bar, cafe. If we click on the Voodoo Detective, we hear what his next goal is.
I better grab Grammy's book from Billy's.
This has been our book since after the starting intro sequence, but I haven't found a way yet to grab the book because let me go in there and show the puzzle we have here, show the conundrum we have. I might have to talk with these people and learn some more about how to solve this because I didn't talk to everyone because I want to make progress elsewhere. But so Donut Hole Billy, the proprietor, the owner of this place, he's kind of seems to be stuck in a trance, playing the piano, and so we have to find a way to snap him out of it so he will let us get back our book of voodoo, Grammy's book of voodoo. Because
that's my grandmother's book of voodoo.
Yeah, if we just try to grab it.
We call her Grammy. She was a legendary mambo. I should really ask Billy before I take it.
He goes, I need to ask Billy. But yeah, he's stuck in a trance. And there was a bucket of water standing here, so I was like, oh, of course we need to grab this bucket of water and throw it over him. But it did nothing. He was still stuck in that trance, didn't phase him at all. So we need to find another way. And so the bartender here, Ricky Tinsel, so there's a mortar and pestle here. And he said, I think this is the way to proceed, but I'm not sure, or it's one thing we need to do at least. But he said, I will let you borrow the mortar and pestle, or I will let you have it if you get me some mint leaf, because apparently he needs mint leaf. He's running out of mint leaf for the cocktails he makes for the tourists, mojitos and whatnot, I guess. But yeah, so I think we can find mint leaf in the greenhouse at the Fontoul estate, but the butler won't let us in there. So we need to find a way into that greenhouse. Also, this is very weird that there's like knight armor's glove under this chair, and I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know if I even looked at the chair.
I bet I could find a use for this.
What? Does the game want me to smack him over the head with the chair? I have to see what happens when I try to do this.
This hurts me more than it hurts
Holy
you,
shit! Oh no!
Still nothing.
What the fuck? Oh my god. That's hilarious. And it reminds me of The Simpsons, of that scene where Homer's in the bathtub and Bart walks up behind him and goes... But this guy is just unfazed by anything. A bucket of water thrown in onto his face. No biggie. A chair smacked on top of his head so hard that it breaks. Doesn't do anything, so I don't know what we can do to get him out of this.
No use trying to talk to Billy while he's in one of his piano trances. There's got to be a way to snap him out of it.
Casey. This game looks so good. Yeah, it does. I'm not 100% sold on the character models, but the portraits are very good, and everything else also looks very good. I love these paintings. There are some really cool paintings in various places. Okay, so now we can actually pick up this metal gauntlet. So is the metal gauntlet gonna be the thing that gets him out of the trance?
That's odd. Looks like a metal gauntlet. The sort of medieval knight might wear. Could come in handy. If you'll excuse the pun.
Could come in handy. How did I miss yesterday that I could pick up the chair? I just didn't try to interact with it because I don't know if I even saw that the chair was interactable. It was just like, oh, there's a metal bucket on top of it. Oh, I'll try that. Oh, that doesn't work. I guess I'll go try something else. But I was very confused about why the metal gauntlet was underneath the chair. So let's see what happens now.
What did the 5 metal fingers say to the face? Hey, something fell out of the gauntlet. It's an old harmonica, like the one I used to play with Billy when we were kids. You held on to this for me? After all these years.
So yeah, we're gonna have to play the harmonica to snap him out of the trance, I guess. Also, that is weird, because Voodoo Detective... At the start of the game, it was implied that he's new to the island, or that he came here because his brother told him like there are restless spirits here. But I don't know. That's apparently Billy and he grew up together now? I'm a bit confused about the backstory here. But yeah, let's play the harmonica then.
If I want to get through to him, I need to start speaking his language.
Yeah, I guess I'll only care about music. Okay, now he's waking up, I guess. Oh, that's really nice.
Just like old times. Hearing that harmonica always brings me back. What's new, Voodoo?
So everyone calls him Voodoo Detective, even Billy apparently.
You mind if I borrow Grammy's book?
Borrow, I
yourself.
thought it was your own.
But I'm surprised you need it. Must be a real tough case.
This old book comes in handy more often than you'd think.
Okay, questions about the case?
I've got a new case. Mind if I pick your brain?
Go right ahead.
Do you recognize this pendant?
Have you ever seen this pendant?
Sorry, I don't go in for any jewelry foolery. Ricky knows more about that sort of
Ricky
thing.
knows more about it. I think
You
we
could ask
showed
him
it
for
to
a hot
Ricky,
tip
but-
while you sip.
I might not have had the option to. I know we showed it to a few people.
Have you ever heard the name Mary Fontoul?
Has my baby brother got eyes for some lovely lady?
It has to do with a case.
Sure, Voodoo. Whatever you say.
Actually, Voodoo Detective
Wait,
wasn't
Fontoul?
her.
Yeah, Mary Fontoul.
I know a Victor Fontoul. Maybe she's related to him.
She's his wife.
Going after a married woman, eh? Oh, I'm just messing with you. Sorry, I never met her.
What do you know about Victor Fontoul?
I don't know much about him personally, but he and Gordon Crunsford own a company called Island Ventures.
Yeah, that's the company he owns.
They keep trying to take over the
Crunsford
bar.
Is the
I always
banker.
tell them the same thing. I'm not selling.
Okay, so they've been trying to buy the bar and I guess turn it into yet another tourist attraction.
What do you think of that lawyer on Main Street?
I don't know about him, but I know his wife Kiki. She swills cheap
Oh,
spill at the
he
Chic
knows
Shore
Kiki.
restaurant.
that's a tongue twister. She swills. She shills. She shills cheap swill at the she shills cheap swill at the seashore restaurant. I think it is. He said just now.
That's enough shop talk for now.
She shells cheap swill. That's really a tongue twister. She shells cheap swill at the seashore restaurant. Something.
What's happening, Billy?
Well, shoot, where to begin?
What's with the offering on the piano?
Something ain't swinging right in the spirit realm. I can't lock down the beat. It's all out of tune.
Sounds
The rhythm's
pretty
wrong.
to me. It sounds pretty.
I figured a little spirits for the spirits couldn't hurt.
Okay, so he thinks there's something going on in the spirit world.
How have you been?
I'm doing all right, brother, especially since you moved here. Although I wish those Island Ventures vultures wouldn't knock such a steady beat on my door. They keep trying to get their tasteless talons into my business. Already own more than half the town. Oh well, in every life, a little rain must fall. As long as I have occasion to tickle the old ivories, I'm satisfied.
And it seems to be all you do.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
Lay it on me.
See you around, Billy.
Come back again soon, and don't forget that harmonica of yours. It always brings me back.
Oh, now we have spells and recipes. Yeah. So that's the book we just got. Grammy's Book of Voodoo. Spells and recipes. Apple of my eye. I love hex. Gather a token of sweetness from the yearning lover. A handwritten signature from the lover pursued. And a cored apple in which to combine them. Have the apples and serve to both parties. Warning, side effects may include deafness, dumbness, blindness, and excessively grand thoughts. Lover sweetness freely given, name of passion's fire. Two must share the sweet fruit riven, then know only love's desire. So I'm guessing we can actually make this? But I don't know. I don't think I have any of these ingredients yet, and I don't know who I want to give this to. Grammy's Flamin' Hot Sauce. Delicious hot sauce. Ingredients: bad guano, charcoal, sulfur. Definitely don't have any of this yet. Combine ingredients in a bowl or cup. This dynamite sauce goes great with gumbo or jambalaya. Warning, extremely volatile. Spirits come and lend a hand. The food is mild, flavor bland. Brimstone, charcoal, finger lick. Guano gives the dish a kick. I don't know if I would want to make hot sauce, if I would want to consume hot sauce based on bad guano, charcoal, and sulfur. 9/10 of the Lua, I think it's pronounced. Lua possession ceremony. Establish a vive, see appendix, with sand or chalk in front of the central pillar of a hanfu. There was a hanfu next to that island kitchen restaurant that was torn down because they want to put another tourist attraction there. And also hanfu is kind of the place of worship for voodoo practitioners. Voodoo, the religion voodoo. Shake an asen over the veve. I have no idea what asen is. Saluting the 4 cardinal directions. Warning, you will lose control of your body. Your veve drawn, a perfect sign. The asen shakes to keep the time. Call it sounds in holy ears. We dance until our guest appears. I think this, the Lua possession ceremony. Wasn't there kind of something similar with possession in Gabriel Knight? There was something like that. Owner Honer. Return an item to its owner. Ingredients: black candle, lodestone, lemon zest. Grind up the ingredients with a mortar and pestle. Okay, so we're working on getting the mortar and pestle. I think that's the first ingredients of all these that I know we have or are working on getting. Apply the resulting paste to the last item. Note, many household devices contain lodestones, magnets. Okay, so at the Voodoo Detective's office, he noted that his radio has a powerful magnet in it. So that's another ingredient for the owner honer. So I'm guessing we will definitely have to make this. Candle, lodestone, lemon zest. Reveal the one who once possessed. Missing item left around. Something lost that has been found. Okay, so we don't know yet what we want to return to who. We don't have the black candle or the lemon zest yet, but we can get, or at least we know how to get the lodestone and the mortar and pestle. Poison pass out, soporific. Ingredients: fugo fish gland, your favorite treat. Combine a tasty snack with toxin from a fugo fish gland. Warning: fugo toxin is deadly on an empty stomach. When sun has set upon the eve, and sleep on it the reveled sleep. The fugo gland beneath the gill makes any meal a sleeping pill. Okay, so we have the fugo fish gland. We don't have your favorite treat yet. Also, I wouldn't feed fugo fish gland to anyone in real life, but I guess we have to in this. Damn, there's a lot of recipes here. Tube brew, strength enhancer. Ingredients: hot water, Centennial Dragon Heart Plumeria. Okay, so the Centennial Dragon Heart Plumeria, we found that growing in the cemetery, so we know where to find that. Steep the petals of a Centennial Dragon Heart Plumeria in hot water. Boil a kettle, fill a cup, Pluck the petals, stir them up. Take a step and you'll be then stronger than 100 men. Okay. So we're getting some hints of what we need to get for which recipe, but we don't know yet where to use which recipe, I think. Okay. Earn a soul. Govi creation ritual. Ingredients. Token of toil. Symbol of thought. Sign of passion. Combine symbols of the body, the mind, and the soul in a clay pot and perform ceremonial song. This will draw the spirit into the vessel. A symbol of the body's toil would fix the mind in thought. A stein of soul in passion's coil inside a red clay pot. Appendix. Literally an appendix. Asen, a calabash rattle used by Mambos and Hungans in various ceremonies. Okay, so this is where the voodoo stuff really starts coming to play. A calabash rattle. So a rattle made of calabash. Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi is the Lord of the Dead and gatekeeper to the underworld. Without him, the dead cannot pass the final doors to Guinan. He is responsible for making corpses rot in the ground to ensure they don't come back as zombies. While most often associated with death, Baron Samedi is also a giver of life. Guinan. Guinan is the land of the dead. It is where all souls must eventually go to rest. Govi. Govi is a clay urn that acts as a receptacle for the spirit of a deceased family member. Okay, a deceased family member is what we can get with the Govi. When a person dies, their spirit returns to the land of Guinan. However, it is traditional for a family to recall the spirit of a loved one to the mortal realm, where it can offer wisdom and protection. Hoodoo. Hoodoo is a combination of magic practices and spiritual traditions upheld by some within the voodoo community. Hanfu. A Hanfu is a place of worship where ceremonies are conducted. Every Hanfu has a central pillar representing the connection from the human world to the realm of spirits. Okay, so the central pillar in the Hanfu. Loa. The Loa are powerful demigods responsible for the various functions of nature. Mambo, a priestess responsible for organizing rituals and preserving the relationship between her community and the spirits. Papa Legba. Papa Legba is the Loa who stands at the crossroads between the land of the living and the spirit realm. He is often depicted as an old man with a cane, a straw head and a pipe. Okay, so I think the cutscene at the start of the game, the dream that Mary Fantoul had, it looked like she met Papa Legba. The crossroads between the land of the living and the spirit realm. So did she die and was she returned to her body, or a spirit returned to her body? Or, I don't know, something happened. This is getting more and more intriguing by the minute, I feel. Pyrite. Pyrite, also known as fool's gold, is a yellow-colored sulfide mineral. It can be melted to produce sulfur. Skip. Did you know you can skip through dialogue and speed walk by double-clicking? Well, you can, but be careful, you don't want to miss anything important. Yeah, okay, so it took me this long to get the book where we get the skip info. The creator of the game gave me this in chat yesterday because I was like, I don't know how to skip through dialogue. Aside from the button that shows up here, but I said, well, that's not a convenient way. Veve. A veve is a religious symbol used to physically represent a loa. Each loa has a different veve. They are frequently used in ceremonies as beacons to the gods they represent. Voodoo. Voodoo is a religion originating from Africa, characterized by the worship of a pantheon of demigods, see Loa, and one supreme god. Okay. That's it. Okay, so we just learned a lot. We got a lot of backstory, a lot of context, and we got recipes and ingredient lists for them. Let me me talk with Ricky Tinsel again because
Well,
maybe we
if
can
it isn't
show
New
him-
Guinea's newest detective, what can I do for you, VD?
Yeah, someone yesterday made a joke about VD, venereal disease.
I'm working a new case. Mind if I grill you?
Go right ahead, Mr. Detective.
Okay, so we did show him the pendant and we asked him about Mary Fontoul, but not yet about Victor Fontoul, I guess because we didn't have the option yet back then.
Do you know anything about Victor Fontoul?
Sure, I know him. He and Gordon Crumsford, the banker, are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar. Thank goodness he won't. I could never work for one of those tacky Island Ventures abominations.
Wondering if he and the tourist shop clerk are voiced by the same voice actor.
Thanks for the
Sounded
info, Rick.
Similar.
No
But the other
problem.
guy sounded a lot more shifty and jittery. I don't know.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD. What do you want to know?
What do you know about the banker, Gordon Crumsford?
Oh, him. He and Victor Fontoul are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the lawyer on Main Street?
Yeah, he does all of Island Ventures' legal laundry. If I were you, I'd keep my distance. That weasel's liable
Oh
to
yeah,
bite.
he's very rude. He's a bit of an asshole. His wife is okay, on the other hand.
Have you ever met Kiki Lawton?
Is she related to Theodore Lawton?
His wife.
I see. Well, if she's anything like her husband, I'd steer clear.
I don't know, she seemed more pleasant.
Some kinds of dirty don't wash off with water.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Oh, that old so-and-so? Yeah, I used to mix in with him.
Oh, he knows
It was
Benny.
nice to have a little zest for a while, but the twist is he thought it was going to be something more.
Ooh.
Things got muddled and I had to get tough. Our relationship ended up on the rocks. He was pretty shaken up. Still, I hope he's doing all right.
There was some sort
I
of
found this letter in
relationship,
Benny's
something
room.
going on between
Lots of tears
Benny
on it.
and him.
Is it from you?
Tears. Oh dear, that poor boy. Listen, VD, can you do me a favor?
So it's not.
Can you
his
give this to
letter?
him? I don't like how we left things. I didn't mean to hurt him.
So he gave us another letter to give to Benny. One that he just wrote, I guess.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Did you give him my letter?
Not yet.
Okay, so we can talk more with him when we give Benny the
Thanks for the
this
info,
letter.
Ricky. I've got a split.
Okay.
See you around, Ricky.
Maybe if we do that, then Benny will also finally give us that key for the greenhouse. So I do think we want to do this. Okay, I'm finally finding a path to progress in this game.
Ricky gave me this letter to deliver to Benny. I guess
we
you could
can't
call me
read this
Voodoo Courier now.
one. Voodoo Courier. Okay, well, I'm just gonna quickly interact with
These tourists are
tourists and
everywhere.
people around the bar because I didn't do that last time.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. Might be time to crack open Grammy's book.
Oh, okay, so we need to... We need to use the owner to see who the pendant actually belongs to. Okay.
They better not tear this place down, too.
These tourists make me appreciate the mosquitoes.
I hardly recognize this town anymore.
I can't stand tourists.
Okay, so first I'm gonna go back to our office and see if I can get that lodestone, aka magnet, from this radio.
This radio may be old, but the speaker's got a powerful magnet. When I listen, So do the neighbors.
Yes, you said that before.
I bet I could get that magnet out if I could find something to jimmy this thing open with.
Can we use a screwdriver for it? Woo!
The magnet came
I
right
like
out,
the art change.
but I broke my
That it
screwdriver.
actually shows that you're opening
Cheap
it
Island
and then
brand
taking it off.
garbage.
Okay, so we no longer have the screwdriver, but we did use it for two things. We use it for this, and also we use it. There's a ladder on the side of the law office building, which we could use to climb up to the roof of that building. And then there was a vent, and we unscrewed the vent. But then he said, I'm too big to go into this vent, so we're gonna have to do something with the vent, but I don't know what yet. Permanent magnet.
It's a magnet from the radio I destroyed in my office.
So we have the lodestone. So we just need a black candle, lemon zest, the mortar and pestle. Black candle. Where can we find a black candle? Black candle, and where can we find the lemon zest?
No new messages.
I love that this skull is a voicemail machine. And at the start of the game, when you use it, it said one new message. Landlord saying, like, where's my money? You owe me rent. Gonna kick you out if you don't get it soon. Black candle. Don't see a black candle here around his office. So yeah, I think that's it. Can we find lemon zest or a black candle at the Island Trader, the shop? So here we got a screwdriver and we got a camera. Is there a lemon candy where we can get a lemon zest from?
They put the candy where the kids can see. It's a dirty game.
You also might have to get the lemon zest from the greenhouse, maybe if they grow lemons there.
Welcome to Island Trader, an authorized dealer of Island brand products.
I'm just gonna look around.
Okay, so nothing
Go right
to
ahead.
talk about with him. Yeah, don't think there's anything we can get here at the moment. Let me go to the cemetery because there's this flower here that I don't want to forget about. The Centennial Dragonheart Plumeria.
Darla ran the old hotel until she rang the checkout bell. There's a bouquet of Centennial Dragonheart Plumerias. They're beautiful, but I'm no grave robber.
Damn, can't get it from here. Maybe they're also in the greenhouse. So yeah, this is a cemetery. This is this woman is weird. This gravedigger, she only cared about measuring him up so for his future grave. I don't know. It's weird. And we can't get into these mausoleums, but this is a mausoleum of the Vankers family. The tombstones had some funny rhymes. Yeah, so that's the central pillar of the house.
This used to be a humfo, a voodoo place of worship. At least until they bulldozed it to make way for island coffee.
This is the climb to roof, which is ladder. Just showing it because I mentioned it a moment ago. And here's the ventilation shaft that we opened with the screwdriver.
I could fit in there. I'd have front row seats to the counselor's crooked cabaret.
But we don't fit in there. There wasn't a recipe to make it smaller or something, right? No, love hacks, hot sauce, possession, Loa possession ceremony, return an item to its owner, soporific, strength enhancer, Govi creation ritual. Okay, I think we just have to go back to the estate, Fontoul estate, and give this letter to Benny the butler and see how he reacts. He's still standing here.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
I spoke with Ricky. He asked me to give you this letter.
Oh, Ricky. Thank you, Detective. This means a lot to me. If there's anything I can do to repay the favor, just let me know.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
Yep, you can return the favor.
Well, normally I'd say no, but
We've
you've
been so kind
to me.
to him after going
Here,
into
take
his
this.
room and
It's the
looking
key
around
to the greenhouse.
and taking the ladder. We've been so very kind to him. Well,
Thanks,
okay,
Benny.
thank you. Let's see what's in the greenhouse. I'm hoping a mint leaf, lemon, and the Centennial Dragon Heart Area. I know that's the fauna. The flora I need to get.
Thanks for the key, Benny.
Let's see. Fruits and vegetables. Yeah, lemon tree, okay, so lemon.
You can never have too many lemons.
How can we get the zest from it, though?
Zesty. Nice flowers. Fruits and veggies. This place has it all.
Is there mint here? Bird of paradise.
It's a bird of paradise. The top two shelves hold all sorts of flowers. The bottom shelf has aloe, orchid, fiddle leaf fig, and mint.
Woohoo! Mint!
Looks like I'll be getting that mortar and pestle after all.
Okay, so I think we've looked at everything. Yeah. I think that's all the interactables. So we got the lemon and the mint. Okay, so at least we can now go back to Donut Hole Billy's and get the mortar and pestle, which we need to create the owner honer.
Well, if it isn't Nugan...
If it isn't Nugan's newest detective, so he did move here recently, but Voodoo Detective and Billy grew up together? I need to find out more about that backstory because it's confusing.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD. What do you want to know?
Oh, gonna lay back bits. Chill bits. Gonna play this for another hour, so I don't know exactly. Making some good progress though.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Benny and I had a chance to speak. Things are better now. Thanks,
Glad to hear
VD.
that. Glad you were able to clear some of the
Thanks for the info, Ricky.
things between you.
Any chance I could borrow your mortar and pestle?
Like I said, I'll trade you for some mint leaf. Got any?
I've got your mint right here.
Wow, you found some. Thanks,
Apparently mint
VD.
leaf
I
is
was
really
about to
hard to
run
come
out.
by over here.
You're a lifesaver. You have yourself a trade. The mortar and pestle are yours.
Woohoo! Yeah, I guess he has a surplus of mortars and pestles, but not of mint.
It's been a... Pour me another one.
You got it.
Down the hatch.
Yum yum.
Delicious.
Okay.
I've got a split. See you around, Ricky.
Can we talk about any more?
What's new,
with
Voodoo?
Billy?
I've got a new case. Mind if...
Go right it.
You can ask him about the banker now.
Can you tell me anything about Gordon Crumsford?
The banker? I'm not a fan. Born under a bad sign, if you ask me. A dollar sign. The money-grubbing glutton.
Money.
He's
sign.
one of those Island Ventures fat cats who keep trying to take over my bar. They want to pull the piano right out from under me. I always tell them the same thing. I'm not selling.
That's enough shop talk for now.
Oh, I just remembered.
See you around,
So
Billy.
when we first arrived at the estate,
Come back again soon. And
Victor
don't forget
found
that harmonica of yours.
Tool
It
was
always
talking with the
brings me
banker, and the
back.
banker left. So now we can go to the bank and actually talk with the banker. Ooh, okay, so that's a new thing to pursue. So Penny here wouldn't let me into the vault earlier because we're not an account holder, and when
Hello,
I tried to choose open a bank account, he's like,
I have no
"I don't
reason
have
to
no
give these
reason to
people
give
my
these
money.
people my money."
I'm a voodoo private investigator. I was hoping to speak with Mr. Crumsford.
Oh dear, that sounds very serious. Mr. Cumsford's office is right over there. I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Thanks.
Sorry if I'm making anyone else.
See you.
Yeah. Just been sleeping even more poorly than usual lately due to the heat and the sun being out at like 5 already. That stuff is killer for my already poor sleep. Family posting some stuff. My sister and her husband and kid are at the film or on the island where we usually go for holidays now. Nice pics, nice. Ooh, nice pics of my sister's kids, parents, grandkids. Okay, so is there anything to look at? Portraits?
That must be Crumsford Sr.
Ah, yes. I like to think old Peepaw is watching over me.
Peepaw. Filing cabinet stock ticker.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? You stay away from my filing cabinet.
Oh no, this doesn't look good at all. Congreve's inflammable powders is down 30%, and the Baltimore Opera Hat Company isn't looking much better.
Okay, desk.
That's a nice desk you got there. Beautiful, really.
How did you get into my office?
Good question.
You don't smell like a man of business.
Nice place you got here,
Smell
Mac.
the business.
Though I prefer something a little more modest, like the Chrysler Building.
Who are you, and what do you want?
The name's Voodoo Detective. I'm a voodoo private investigator.
Ah, yes. I know who you are. You're Donut Hole Billy's brother.
Okay, so they are actually
If you
brothers.
care
that
for him, you should
explains.
advise him to sell me his pathetic excuse for a business.
Well,
I'm
fuck
looking
you
into
too.
what happened to Mary Fontoul.
What do you mean? What's happened to her?
Someone's wiped her memory. Dame's got the recall of a senile goldfish swimming in a martini.
So, Victor hired a private investigator to figure out why his wife finds him so forgettable.
Wow.
I could have sniffed that out for him.
Wow. Okay, so he's got some.
Actually, Mary's the one who hired me. I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I see. Very well, Detective. I'll hear your questions, but make it
So there's
quick.
something not right between Victor and Mary, clearly.
Have you ever seen this pendant before?
I have not, though I would gladly have it appraised. It may be of some value. Come to think of it, that pendant does look familiar.
Oh?
I can't place it, though.
So he's seen it before.
I've got some questions about the Fontouls. What can you tell me about Mary Fontoul?
I don't know her very well. Our brief interactions are entirely a consequence of my business dealings with her dreadful husband. She always seems like a nice enough woman, which raises the question. What is she doing married to that cretin?
So he's clearly not a fan of Victor Fontoul. And at that first scene we saw of him, the banker and Victor Fontoul together at the Fontoul estate, he was like, I've invested in your business. Why won't you tell me any secret recipes or what the plans are? Because apparently Victor Fontoul wants to go into the restaurant business with that island kitchen venture, but yeah, he's got like secret recipes for dishes, but this guy wants to find out, and yeah, I don't know, there's some kind of bad blood between them.
Do you know why anyone would want to hurt Mary?
Mary? No. However, it isn't terribly difficult to invent reasons to harm her husband. Perhaps someone's gone after the goose to get the gander. Of course, now we're building pyramids of surmise on a foundation of ignorance.
What do you have against Victor Fontoul? He seems like a decent man.
He's an abysmal human being. A cold brain divorced from any heart. You've known him only briefly. I've been working with the man for years.
I thought that applied to you, but
Give it
apparently you're
time.
saying that about
You may
him,
see
so
things
that's
my way.
Okay.
I've got other questions.
We're learning so many things about Victor.
Smell you later, big guy.
I mean, he already gained a somewhat shifty impression, but wasn't too bad. But yeah, we might want to go back and have another chat with Victor, I think. So back to the Fontoul estate. Enter mansion. Victor's office. Here's Victor Fontoul.
Hello again, Detective. Any news about Mary?
He does seem generally concerned about Mary, his wife.
I've got some questions about your wife.
Have any
Please.
new questions?
That's enough. Do you...
Go right ahead.
That's...
Okay, I thought we might have
That's all.
something new.
Godspeed.
Apparently not. I didn't notice any particular interactables that we hadn't interacted with before. Yeah. Let's go have another look here in Butler's quarters. So here's the Voodoo for Butlers book that we found.
Voodoo for Butlers. A couple of chapters are bookmarked. Love spells and mind manipulation. What have you been up to, Benny, old pal?
Also, he's apparently working
I think it's
on
Leopold.
opera. And Marie was apparently
Opera records and romance
the only one who
novels.
took an interest into his
There's
opera.
also handwritten sheet music. It says Benny and the Jest. A ballad about how my love life has been one grand joke.
So he's definitely been holding some kind of grudge or been depressed about his relationships that haven't worked out. Oh, we no longer have the original letter. I guess after he showed it to Ricky. Maybe the Benny path was just a red herring and it doesn't really lead anywhere. I don't know. Maybe we found out all we could. Investigating the butler. Yeah. Now I'm a bit stuck again, wondering how to proceed. I know we need black candle and the lemon zest. We have a lemon. Not sure if I need to get the zest from it specifically, but a black candle Has anyone seen a black candle anywhere? I haven't seen a black candle anywhere. I don't know if I just have to look around all the locations just to find a black candle. No black candles here. No black candles here. A black candle. Do let me know if you see a black candle anywhere.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. Might be time to crack open Grammy's
I
book.
notice. Yeah, I clearly need to get the black candle. Might be at the cemetery? Might be in one of the mausoleums, but I don't have access to the mausoleums.
The plaque says Crumpsford Family Mausoleum.
What is it that you want?
Good chat.
Folks always...
Nothing to talk about with her.
Just another mausoleum.
Okay, so clearly not the place to be. There are no black candles at my office. I sure don't see any.
I need to find out who
There's
gave Mary
but
that
that's
pendant.
not a black candle. Talent Trader, I don't think we saw anything here. Donut Hill Billies. Nope. So either the law office. I doubt we'll find anything here immediately. No black candle. Okay, back to the restaurant and hotel where we started this stream. Chic Shore. Okay, it wasn't seashore, but chic shore. I don't think we saw. Ooh, I hadn't interacted with
The swimming pool. No better way to spend a day at the beach. I'd rather talk to a loaded gun.
Can we talk to her
Hello
again?
again, Detective.
Nothing.
I've got more
See you around.
So yeah, no black candles here either.
I think I've blown.
He doesn't want to eat or drink here anymore.
Good day, sir. Checking in?
See you.
No black candles here either.
Tourists. Why'd it have to be tourists?
We don't have a room case, so we can't.
That fish
use
must
the
like these
elevators
tourists
then.
about as much as I do. I'm not talking to any tourists.
Yeah, he refuses to talk about to any tourists, so that's a lot of characters around. That we don't interact with. Yeah, we need to find a black candle, but I'm not finding any. I'm not finding anywhere where there might be a black candle. Go back into the bank and see. Let's see
It's a
this
bottle
pink
of black ink.
I'm sorry, sir, but if you take...
Well, we can't have that.
No candle here either. Okay, I'm feeling stuck again. I feel like I've gone around everywhere, looked at everything, talked to everyone. Well, I haven't tried talking with the lawyer again, but last time he just refused.
I told you, no further questions. God, you don't listen. You're just like her, always manipulating, putting on an act.
Kiki's always manipulating, putting on
Be
an
seeing you.
I certainly...
Or marry. I'm guessing means Kiki. Yeah? I'm not sure what else to do.
Here's my lemon zest.
Okay, so the lemon zest.
I think this qualifies as lodestone. Those don't go together. Those don't go together. Those don't go together.
I know all this, but I'm just trying to.
Those don't go together.
We need a black.
I need to add more ingredients if I want to use Owner Honer on Mary's pendant.
Yeah, definitely need to use Owner Honer on the pendant, but yeah, I still need the black candle. I haven't found a black candle anywhere, or a candle that I could make. I might have to look up a guide or something. There's even already one out because it's a very new game. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit stuck. I must have missed something. Voodoo Detective walkthrough. It's already something I can look up on Google, so yeah, apparently there's already a walkthrough since the day it came out. It's video still. Oh, okay, so it is the candle on top of the answering machine. I didn't see that it was a separate interactable. I was already thinking that was just any candle that I had to find because of the black ink at the bank.
If this candle were black, I could complete Grammy's Owner Honer recipe. Too bad I don't have anything to dye it with.
Yep, okay, so over to the bank. Hey, Centeria. My nickname always reminds you of Mungo Jerry in the Summertime. Is that a song? I don't know it. Feel free to link it. Okay, use a candle on the ink bottle.
I see a white candle and I want it painted black.
I see a white candle and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore.
It's a black candle.
To turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. A bit before my time. Well, I listened to plenty of music that was before my time. I actually love a lot of 60s, 70s, 80s music. But yeah, Mungo Jerry, I think I've heard of that band name or artist name before, but it's not something I'm very familiar with. In the Summertime. I do know a song called In the Summertime by The Kinks. It might be a cover of this. Does it go? In the summertime, in the summertime. Well, I'll listen to it. Thank you for the recommendation, Soteria. No, I meant. So I'm gonna.
This black candle should work.
Okay,
I think that's it. The Owner Honer mixture is ready to use.
We've made the paste. We'll put it on.
Looks like the spell worked. I can feel the pendant pulling me somewhere.
Oh, so now it's actually showing here the direction I need to go. You'll learn a bit cleaning the house up. No problem. Actually, I'm going to the Netherlands tomorrow to for a extended family meetup at the niece I actually told you about recently, the archaeologist who lives in the Netherlands. Her side of the family is organizing our annual family meetup. That's the first time since, the pandemic, so we haven't seen each other since 2.5 years ago. Yeah, her. Yeah. Okay, so we need to go this way, I think? No.
The pendant is pulling me so.
We need to go this way. To the cemetery? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Pendant is pointing at this old mausoleum. Plaque says Lamoon family.
Lamoon. That's a new name.
It's locked. There are fresh footprints leading inside. Someone must have been here recently.
What is it that you want?
Can you let me into the Lamoon mausoleum?
I am a grave digger, not a crypt keeper. I don't have a key.
Well, who's got it then?
Try Gordon Crumsford. He owns this cemetery. I merely fill it with corpses.
That makes sense.
I saw footprints leading into the Lamoon mausoleum. Have you seen anyone going in or out of there?
Perhaps I did. Perhaps I didn't. My mind's a little misty.
All right, Eartha. What's it gonna take?
Very little interests me beyond tending to the dearly departed, but I have had my eye on one of those new island brand shovels. Bring one to me, and it may resurrect my memories.
She wants a shovel.
I saw. Have you seen?
Perhaps.
Would a couple of greenbacks help dig up your memory?
I don't need your mortal coin.
I don't do bribes.
Then you're scratching at the wrong grave, Buster.
Oh. Good.
Folks
Okay.
always.
So we know we need to get into the mausoleum, and apparently we need to go talk to the banker about the key, but she wants a shovel for information on who went into the mausoleum. Do we have the shovel here?
Welcome to Island Trader. Local good?
I was told you guys sell a very special shovel here.
You must be referring to the upcoming release of our new line of island shovels.
That sounds about right. I'd like one.
You and me both. They're not out yet.
What do I have to do to get one early?
You'd have to get approval from my boss, Mr. Fontoul. Good luck with that, though. He's pretty strict about new product releases.
Okay, so we have to go talk about
I'm just gonna look around.
the
Go right
shovel
ahead.
with Victor Fontoul. Let's go do that first.
Hello again, Detective. Any news about Mary?
Does the name Lamoon ring any bells?
Okay, so we can ask people about Lamoon.
Well, yes, I knew the Lamoon family well.
All right, you better spill.
What does this have to do with the case?
The pendant Mary was given belonged to one of the Lamoons.
Good Lord. The Lamoons owned a local gumbo restaurant that we acquired in exchange for a substantial stake in Island Kitchen. Gordon and I worked closely with Francois and Esmeralda to integrate their recipes into our menu. It was an exciting but difficult time.
How so?
Exciting because the Lamoon recipes drove a new wave of popularity for Island Kitchen. Difficult because Gordon had become infatuated with Francois's wife, Esmeralda. It made for rather awkward business meetings.
So what happened then?
Well, about a year after the acquisition, Esmeralda and her daughter, Genevieve, washed up on the beach, having drowned. Such an appalling tragedy.
So what? Mother and daughter forgot how to doggy paddle?
Well, yes. The official police report deemed it a swimming accident.
Sinderi says there are only a few types of people that are legal gravediggers. That's interesting. Didn't know that.
Why do you think someone would want Mary to have a pendant from the Lamoon family?
That, Detective, is the one question I truly have no answer for. What in the world has the tragic Lamoon family tale to do with my Mary? If you figure that out, please let me know.
Is one of the Lamoon women in the body of Mary now?
What happened to
Plot is
Francois?
thickening.
As you know, Esmeralda and Genevieve died. As far as I'm aware, Francois went missing around the same time. He wasn't present for the official inquest into his family's
He also
demise.
went missing, the husband.
So you're saying he could still be out there?
It's possible he's still alive, yes. But if he was with his family when they drowned, it's more likely his body was simply never recovered.
You don't sound like you buy the official story. Let's hear your version.
I don't like to speculate without proof.
Humor me. I won't quote you.
Well, despite my personal difficulties working with Gordon, I hate to cast aspersions on the fellow out of
So
hand.
he thinks he's a banker.
It's just that he always carried a torch for Esmeralda Lamoon. And as I said, it made for rather awkward business meetings.
My brother is
Things
going
only seem to grow
nightfall
worse
daring
over time. In my view, it made him unstable.
What exactly are you saying here, Mr. Fontoul?
Victor
You
thinks
think Gordon killed Esmeralda and
Gordon
Genevieve?
is fucked up, and Gordon thinks
Oh,
Victor
no.
is fucked up.
That seems extreme.
And yet here we are. I asked you what you think really happened, and you tell me how crazy your business partner can get. What's a detective to think?
Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. Saying it out loud, it seems far-fetched. Forget I mentioned it.
That's enough about the Lamoon family for now. The island trader shopkeep told me I needed your approval to buy the new island brand shovel.
Ah, yes. I'm very excited about that one. However, as a rule, I prefer to confine our new product releases to a specific date. Is there a good reason you need the shovel right now?
It has to do with your wife's investigation.
It does? Well, then why didn't you say so? If you think a new shovel could help bring my Mary back to me, then of course you may have one. I'll have the shopman set one aside for you.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Vic.
He's not completely unreasonable. this
That's all
guy.
for now.
I trust him more than the banker. at
Godspeed,
least.
Detective.
I don't know. There's something weird going on here for sure, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. So I don't know how much longer I can keep streaming now. Sadly, I think in 20 minutes or so I'm gonna wrap it up because I have to get to my family an hour later. So yeah, let's go back to Island Trader. Get that shovel.
Welcome to Island Trader. Please let me know.
I believe you have a shovel for me.
Ah, you must be Mr. Detective. I've got your shovel right here.
Oh, we actually still need to pay for it as well. I thought we just got it for free now.
I'll take it.
A trade's a trade, and our trade is your happiness.
So the cemetery. Let's have a look at the shovel before we give it to Earth.
It's my island brand shovel.
Okay.
Here you go, Eartha. If anyone asks, you didn't get it from me.
Oh, this is excellent, my darling. I'll be the talk of the tombs. It has the logo and everything.
What? So she took the logo.
You just wanted the
Just
sticker?
wanted the sticker.
Yes.
Right. Well, Maybe now you can tell me who was snooping around the
Weird
Lamoon
woman.
mausoleum.
It was that lousy little lawyer. Something about that guy gives me the creeps.
You mean Lawton?
Yes, spooky fellow.
I saw foot.
It was that lousy little...
You mean Lawton?
Yeah,
Good check.
folks all...
Okay, so we gotta go talk with both the lawyer and the banker about the mausoleum. Let's go talk, or at least try to talk with the lawyer first.
I told you no further. God, you don't listen.
I've got a surprise witness, counselor. Eartha the Gravedigger saw you visit the Lamoon mausoleum.
That is a bold accusation. I think you should leave.
So, we're going to do this the hard way, huh?
I don't like you.
You don't like anyone, I think.
Well, I bet with a little leverage, I could pry my way into your heart. Be serious.
I certainly...
This guy has real issues. Okay, I'm gonna talk with the banker again.
What is it now? I'm a very busy man, Detective.
I heard it through the grapevine that you own the cemetery.
The grapevine.
Indeed I do. Death and taxes. I can't collect the latter. I can certainly profit from the former.
Can you let me into a specific mausoleum?
I'm afraid not. Only the families of the interred are allowed keys to their mausoleums.
The lawyer got inside.
It's entirely up to them what they do with their dead.
Does the name Lamoon mean anything to you?
Yes. I knew the Lamoons.
Then make like a clumsy barista and spill the beans.
They were a family of three. The father, Francois, the daughter, Genevieve, and the mother, Esmeralda Lamoon. May she rest in peace. They owned a local gumbo restaurant that was acquired by Island Ventures. Thus, I knew them through my business dealings with Victor.
What do you know about Genevieve Lamoon?
She was a child. What more is there to say? Just another seed that never had the opportunity to sprout.
What do you know about Francois Lamoon?
Personally, I found Francois to be a noisome bore, a crude man with a primitive mind. How he managed to win a treasure as pure and wonderful as Esmeralda, I'll never comprehend.
What about Esmeralda Lamoon?
My dear Esmeralda, a bouquet of a woman. Her smile was serene, her heart was kind, her temperament mild, and her cooking... Her cooking was an intimation of divinity. I won't lie, Detective. I loved Esmeralda. Always from afar, but I loved her.
So he claims he loved her from afar.
You make it sound like the Lamoons are all dead.
Esmeralda and Genevieve are dead, yes. According to the papers, they drowned. But we don't know what happened to Francois.
According to the papers, I take it you have your own theory?
Well, you already know Victor acquired the Lamoon family restaurant to help launch Island Kitchen, yes?
On each other.
What you might not be aware of is how the Lamoons were compensated. Overcompensated, in fact. Victor made no effort to conceal that he was grossly displeased with the situation. Over time, the man's mind seemed to fray. He became distant and cold in the presence of the Lamoon family. That is, until they were no longer around.
So you think Victor killed the Lamoons? What, to get back control of the company?
Well, yes, control, but it was also about money. With the Lamoons out of the picture, Victor became a much wealthier man. You may well ask if money was motive enough for murder. I would argue that men have killed for less. And if you knew Victor as I know him, well, you'd have a much shorter list of suspects.
Yeah, they keep blaming each other, but I like this guy less than Victor so far.
I asked Victor about the Lamoons too. He had an interesting take on things.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Victor seems to think you killed the Lamoon family in a fit of jealousy for Esmeralda. Sound about right?
I should destroy that man and staunch the endless flow of fetid vitriol that spills from his disgusting mouth.
Wow.
Why in the world would I kill the woman I love?
I mean, you seem
There's no
ready to
substance
kill
to these
Victor.
wicked indictments, and if you believe them, you're an even bigger fool than you look.
This guy also keeps eating chocolate or something like that. Second time that he pulled chocolates out of
I've got other questions.
jackets.
That's enough for now. I may come back later.
Okay, so we haven't gotten further with getting into the mausoleum, but we did hear more about the situation with the Lamoons. Can we ask Victor any more about it, or do we need to talk with other people?
Hello again, Detective. Any news about Mary?
Wind cries,
I have a few more
Mary.
questions about the Lamoon family.
Oh, very well.
Gordon had some interesting things to say about the Lamoons.
Oh? Like what?
Well, for one thing, he suggested you weren't too pleased with how much of Island Kitchen the Lamoons controlled. He seemed to think it might have been enough to constitute motive. What do you think, Mr. Fontoul?
Why, that's ridiculous. The Lamoon's influence was integral to nurturing our nascent enterprise into what you see today. I never harbored anything but goodwill towards the Lamoons. And I'd certainly never hurt, let alone kill anyone. Gordon is way out of line.
Well, his reaction was far less extreme than Gordon's. Gordon seems much less reasonable than this guy.
That's enough about... That's all.
Godspeed, Detective.
We still need to find a way inside the mausoleum. I wish I could have asked the banker why the lawyer had a key to the crypts.
I told you. God, you don't.
Can't
Be
ask
seen.
him anymore
I certainly
about it right now. Might be stuck again. Can we ask Kiki Lofton? Maybe she knows why her husband went into that crypt and how he was even able to in the first place.
Hello again, Detective. Couldn't keep away, huh?
Does the name Lamoon mean anything to you?
Lamoon? No, I've never heard the name. Why, who is that?
That pendant I showed you was given to Mary around the time she lost her memory. I traced it back to the name Lamoon.
Sorry, the name doesn't ring a bell.
The Lamoons owned a small gumbo restaurant that was acquired by Island Ventures. They worked with Mary's husband.
And then you might want to ask him about it, darling.
I found out your husband was padding around the Lamoon mausoleum. Left his footprints all over my case. Care to comment?
And here I am, thinking he can't leave the office because of work. Did you ask him about it?
Well, I've tried, but he keeps giving me the old 86.
I'd act surprised, but I know how single-minded and selfish he can be. He has the gall to accuse me of neglecting him while he goes gallivanting about town, telling me he's at the office. Apparently, I need to be a corpse for him to pay me a visit. The liar. Frankly, I think my workaholic husband has been cheating.
You don't say.
You want information on the Lemoons, yes? If Theodore was at their mausoleum, they may have been clients of his. And it just so happens I have access to all of his files.
You do? That doesn't seem right.
Let me guess. I scratch your back, you scratch mine? Sound about right?
Bring me evidence of my husband's late-night cheating, and I'll give you all the access you want.
Evidence of Theodore's cheating.
To his files. I'm staying in the honeymoon suite. Here's my room key.
Oh,
in
we
case
got a
there's
room key!
anything
We can
you'd
finally
like
go
to,
see Mary now.
Report. Now, if you wouldn't mind, darling, I'm expecting company.
Also, the Voodoo fish carcass still isn't gone. You would think they would not let that stay in the sun for hours. Okay, I think we're gonna go see Mary, talk to her, and then probably wrap up the stream.
Good day, sir. Going up?
Yep.
Great. I'll just need to see a room key before I can take you upstairs.
She finds out her husband is cheating. Well, she's not entirely sure about that. She's speculating. Her first thought is to cheat on him. Well, that seems to be kind of the way things are here.
Here's that room key you
For
demanded.
these people.
Fantastic.
The banker
Step right in.
and the business owner keep quibbling. The lawyer and his wife. The question is, where is Mary in all this? Okay, so Kiki's room. Mary's room. Okay, I guess we can only see these rooms.
Who is it?
Wait, she was just in the restaurant just now.
Voodoo Detective.
Waiting on
We
someone.
met at the pool.
Oh, hello, detective. Have you learned anything new about my
Have
husband?
we? I don't think so.
Sorry, not yet.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, please keep looking. You'll have to excuse me. I have a guest to entertain.
So yeah, she's definitely cheating on the lawyer.
Who is it?
Santa Claus,
So this
open
is
up.
Mary?
The North Pole's up another floor. But I
Or at
guess
least
you
the
can
body
come
of
in
Mary
anyhow.
too. She doesn't remember being Mary. I'm feeling this is gonna be a big conversation, so I think I might just wrap it up here. Yeah. I would like to keep going, but yeah, I don't have all that much time today, and I need to do some stuff. It's funny when something in video game logic makes sense, but when you apply it to IRL is different. Yeah, that's how it often goes with video games. The logic in games often doesn't make sense in real life. But yeah, I've been enjoying playing this game, and I was actually wondering if I would continue on stream after this, but I think